The Texas bomber is dead after building more than half a dozen devices, killing several people, injuring others. The young man who dropped out of community college detonated himself after police tracked him down through various CCTV footage, payment receipts, and also through the location of his cell phone. This was a very, very unusual attacker. The frequency of his attacks, all these bombs in just the space of a few weeks, and the variety of the devices and trigger mechanisms he used, including a tripwire, is not what we are used to seeing from jihadi terrorists, Marxist terrorists, or any kind of serial killer using explosive devices. What are the lessons learned? Well, obviously, when law enforcement is allowed to do its job, it gets the job done. At the end of the day, he detonated a device, but he was cornered by people with guns. Good guys with guns found and neutralized an evil person. But what are the conclusions that you need to draw for yourself? I wrote my book, Defeating Jihad, about Sunni terrorism, groups like Al-Qaeda, groups like ISIS. But the things I'm going to tell you now apply to any terrorist or even to a mass shooter, somebody who has no political or religious objective in mind, but just wants to kill a lot of people. So number one, do what police officers do. They have the phrase, keep your head on a swivel. Be tactically aware of your surroundings, of what's going on. Don't walk through life staring at your smartphone, as so many people do. Today, the front line in the war with terrorism is at the front door of your house. When you leave in the morning, you could be very, very quickly involved in an event that threatens you and your loved ones. Whether it's a Christmas party at a government building in San Bernardino or in a nightclub in Florida, these events can hit anywhere. A bicycle path in New York, a parade in Nice, France. It doesn't have to be on a battlefield thousands of miles away. It can be anywhere that you go. Secondly, always have a plan. Don't give in to the terrorists. Don't be petrified. Have a plan. It's very easy. When my children were young, if we went out, we went to the shopping mall, we sat down at a restaurant, I'd play a game with them. I'd tell them, look at this room, look at this building. How many entrances and exits are there? If you had to hide from somebody who was shooting at you, where could you hide? And what of the objects that you could hide behind would actually stop somebody using bullets? Or would they simply hide you from sight? It sounds like playing hide and seek, or hide and go seek, as my American friends say. But it's far more serious, and it could save lives. There's a very good video out there by a police agency here in America that was funded by the Department of Homeland Security, and it has a very simple threefold message. If you are involved in an active shooter situation, or terrorists have taken over a locale, such as a school or shopping center or concert arena, as we saw in Manchester, be very, very direct in the options open to you. Number one, escape. Run. The best thing you can do, because you're not a professional there to save lives, you're not armed, you're not wearing a badge, just get away from the attacker as fast as you can and take your loved ones with you. If that's not an option, if you physically cannot get away from the scene of the attack, then hide. Find a place where you cannot be seen and try to secure that location. But lastly, most important of all, fight. If you can't escape, if you can't hide from sight of the attacker or attackers, resist. Fight evil. Even if it's with just your bare hands, fight back. Use whatever you find around you. It can be a fire extinguisher. It can be a bookcase that you crash onto the person who's trying to attack you or your family. But resist. It's amazing how soon people lose their capacity to hurt others when they see somebody is prepared to resist. So, it doesn't matter if they're Sunni jihadis, as I talk about in my book, or whether it's somebody with no political or religious motivation, the advice is the same. Walk through life aware of what is going on, train those around you to do likewise, and think of the three things you must do: escape, hide, or fight if you must. You may save not only your life, but the life and the lives of others. Thank you for watching the Gorka Briefing. If you like this video, please check out the Rebel Media YouTube channel. Follow me on Twitter at Seb Gorka, that's SEBGORKA, and share these videos on Facebook and Twitter, because with your help, we can push back on the fake news industrial complex and finally get the truth out. God bless.